Okay, back turn 137 and trying to push this all the way through today and upload all the way up to I think around turn 165, which is where I'm currently at in the game. When I go back in to play from the save position and uh, just getting some of the resources up, the steel, the iron there, and let's see. Hmm. Once again, I think that a peaceful game here, much easier, and a smaller empire. Um, just a guaranteed, most likely guaranteed win in this map. Um, but not really shooting for that. We're just shooting for trying to show something a little different, more militaristic, and more about spreading and crawling over the map. Um, which pretty simple to do since we have so much space here. However, it would have been, I think it would have been nicer to have a couple civil, like to be closer, a lot closer to Arabia and Montezuma, where we could have taken them out quite early with catapults or trebuchets, and sometimes it seems easier to take them out, uh, take civilizations out earlier in the game than later. So that is a bit of a problem for us. And we're just continue on trying to get these civilizations to have as much war as possible to try to slow them down a bit. And he wants a pretty good bit here to go to war. So just not sure. I wanted to try to get him to go to war with Japan. I know that. I want everybody to gang up on Japan if it's possible. Nope. How about Japan? Japan likes to declare war on everybody, so maybe he will. There, see, 110 gold to go to war with the Incas, and we'll do that. We got no problem with that. Now back to putting these guys at war with the Aztecs. And he wants a pretty good bit. 5 iron, 3 horses, open borders, which I'm not worried about because he's so far away. And 91 gold. So I was thinking, okay. I think, yeah, we'll give it to you. Get the war. Yeah, so we have caught up a little bit there. It's 34 to 42. But him just building everything, all the wonders, he just seems like he's going to be able to pull away quite fast. So oh yeah, we need another 800 faith for a great prophet, which is probably the route I'm going to go to try to get out some of the Muslim religion. Yeah, we're pretty close on religion here. It's 22 to 18. We are in second place on that. So, I don't think it's going to be a problem either having the dominant religion or at least a very close second. Time to go ahead and grab that silk. And put up some trade routes. I guess I was thinking I have extra silk anyway, so I might as well put the trade route up first. And production's pretty bad all throughout these cities, so it does become a little bit of a complication to decide what you want to build next, knowing that war is probably coming sooner than later. Just kind of surveying the area, thinking of a somewhat of a small plan to take over this map. That's I think our main objective is to, that's what I'm trying to do, is to cover the map totally in a more militaristic style. Where I'm trying to capture capitals instead of, focusing in on, let's say, an easier victory like diplomatic, scientific, or cultural for that matter. This might have been a really good starting position, and simple cultural victory when I think back on it. Because we could have been friends with everybody pretty much, and we could have focused in on building wonders and going probably liberty into piety, into freedom, patronage, and then that's where you kind of have to decide whether you want to finish it up with commerce, or sometimes go into honor for the extra culture as well. The fifth one's always difficult. I've had cultural games where I had it locked up, but I accidentally went into like one of the wrong policies, and my neighbor didn't like it very much, and they came and wiped me out. So yeah, you got to be careful. You got to make sure that you're not going into something like communism while they're on autocracy. So yeah, that can be a problem. And we lost our friendship with Zanzibar, which is really hurting our happiness, so time to put them back on our side. We just don't know how long they will actually, we'll be able to actually hold that, because everything's on a low generation. Our gold generation is quite low, so basically any of the AI that wants to can take over city-state at any time. But if you play against the AI a lot, you know that, for whatever reason, they would rather bank 20 or 30,000 gold rather than spend it and lock up all the city-states. That's another interesting situation with this type of gameplay. Whereas, let's say you can get to the leader fast enough, and you can pick up like 40,000 gold from them. They'll offer you a peace treaty and give you everything they have, and then it makes it pretty simple to win a diplomatic victory if that's what you want to do, like as a last out resort, because you couldn't get to the militaristic fast enough or scientific or whatever route you were trying. So that's always kind of a possibility, or at least I've had games where that's happened. We can see Mecca is below us in technology, so I'm thinking like, it probably wouldn't be that difficult to capture them once we get more advanced. And we're going to work with Gandhi because we could use some research agreements to help us along a little bit. We're having we're behind science-wise, so we might as well make some friends until it's time to take them out. Of course, Montezuma doesn't like anyone, I don't think, this game, so and sailing has been stolen from us, but Montezuma doesn't like anyone, so we can be friends with Gandhi for now, and we're going to be most likely going to war with Montezuma before Gandhi, so that'll keep him a good friend, and hopefully we can get Gandhi and maybe Genghis to go to war with or be at war with Montezuma at the same time we're at war with him, so that it'll be much easier to take them out. If we can push in and take out the Aztecs, it's like we're in a nice spot there to be able to take out capitals in all directions, at least 3 of them. And if we're able to get into the Inca, we might be the leader in the game by the time we have probably about 15 to 20 cities. Not saying that it's going to work, but this is the mentality, or at least the thinking that's going on, that I'm trying to achieve to get ahead. Basically just a game of a marathon race, who can get there faster than the other guy. So you never be really able to do anything like this playing against other human players. Just kind of scouting a little bit the area, looking it over, seeing, okay, I can put a city there on that hill, and I can put one there by that fish. And then, of course, that's going to get closer and closer to the Aztecs, and they're not going to appreciate us building closer to them. But since we're not trying to out-tech anybody or out-culture or even capture all the city-states through diplomacy, we have no choice but to start war. And the sooner the better, but I just feel like it's going to be too late. We're not going to get it going fast enough. And this game, our spy wasn't one of those spies that, you know, were stealing technologies every 5 to 7 turns, which is, it's really nice to have a spy or two that are stealing technologies at a very fast rate. Can be quite useful. And I know there was a new research agreement, and I missed who it was. I think it was India and somebody else. Most likely, India seems to do this quite a bit, and they do tend to get an upper hand on technology. So. 2 more turns till we can steal something. And I forget what I was thinking, what I could steal. Oh yeah, I was thinking, I'm thinking maybe I can steal printing press instead of teching it out. Been a little while. Oh yeah, go settler, try to build another city. You're probably thinking I'm crazy. You have plenty of cities already. Why don't you focus in on, you know, building up your cities and becoming stronger through those cities that you have, instead of, you know, constantly building more and more cities. So yeah, let's see. I guess I am teching out printing press instead. Thought I was planning on trying to steal it. Maybe I was putting a little insurance. I forget, because sometimes if you gamble on them already having printing press and they have went a different way, and then you don't research it, you get stuck in where you have lost a few turns in research. So sometimes I have gone where I'll research printing press maybe like 2 turns and steal it anyway, just to kind of ensure that, you know, if they didn't have it, it would only take me 7 instead of 9 turns. And I would just steal something else. So yeah, I was looking at the pressure from our religion, and it's pretty strong, pretty good. Although the Muslims from Arabia, they are putting up some pretty good pressure themselves in their territory. We did find a natural wonder, but it's pretty far away from us, and we're not going to be able to settle over there anytime soon and take advantage of it. So, but like I say, to have 2 wonders right beside our starting position is, for my games, have been pretty uncommon. I usually don't get those in the early game. I usually have to capture them. MIG castle has been built. And I think next turn, oh, here we go, a research agreement. Just trying to see if I am going to start research agreeing, which is not a bad time. We're at 90 science. I think the usual is right around 90 to 100. You want to start around 100 to get your RAs going. And we did get a natural wonder discovered for Yervin, so that helped. And we also have more faith generation than anyone at this moment, so that'll give us some influence with them as well in 26 turns, of course. They don't want my horses. Ah, Napoleon, he needs some horses. Alright. So we'll get some gold here. And I'm thinking whether or not I want to give them some gold right now, or do I want to research agree, or do I just want to save up the gold and research agree when I can get both right around the same time. Pretty much just stuck here on what I want to put in there, you know, because I'm thinking if I go university, it's going to take quite a while. I could just buy universities eventually. So I guess I decided on a market to try to get more gold. Which all of our gold pretty much is coming from religion. You know, and that's pretty much the only reason that we are in the positive in gold. Because we chose the tithe. And we got another trade route up. And this time it's actually up. So it's not broken, which, you know, oh no, Japan out of the clear blue. I think Japan was just, they killed our admiral, and I think Japan's just angry at us. I don't know if the AI has that information, but I think we pitted pretty much every other civilization against Japan, and for whatever reason they didn't like it, or they didn't like our admiral being over there. I don't know what it was, because, you know, they're not anywhere close to us. We're not like giving them any type of problems. So although Japan, that is what Japan likes to do, they like to go to war with everybody, so it just seems odd to me that they would declare war on us from so far away. And I don't see them having the capability of building a navy anytime soon to get us. So I think they have the most soldiers though. But that would mean they have to be able to have open borders with Genghis, with Montezuma, with Arabia. and march those troops all the way towards us, which would take quite a long time. So, although I don't like them going to war with us, because I like to, I wanted to keep, I know that they'll go to war with other civilizations for a reasonable amount of gold. So them being at war with us doesn't allow us that option anymore. And kind of have that, you know, hair on the back of your head feeling sticking up, where, you know, at any moment they could have a navy or something on our back door and cause us trouble. So sometimes I've had it where the AI declares war on you and they never show up, like throughout the whole time, and then finally they just decide to give you peace. And other times, like, they're at war with you the whole time, they never show up. And other times, when you least expect them, you think, like, okay, they're not going to show up. You know, it's been 40, 50 turns. I guess they're not coming. And then all of a sudden, they show up and cause you all sorts of complications. And we can see the Incas are starting to pull away again. They're 13% ahead of us. It's 48 to 35. So I might as well try to invest in some research agreements. Which means if we are going to have RAs, that it's a good idea to get down to scientific revolution as fast as you can. And that will give you quite a boost in your research. Sleepy. The Super Bowl really knocked me out. I gotten to that point in my life where I shouldn't be drinking anymore. It's a young man's game, and I had a few too many drinks, and I'm paying for it throughout the rest of the week. Valletta's in awe with us. Okay. I wish Belgrade would be like, you know, give us something. I guess we could get copper with them, because, you know, they got a nice little army down there, and we pretty much have nothing down there. So, yeah. Another thing is that it's not a bad idea, you know, if you're going militaristic, to take out some of these city-states, because eventually the AI, their first plan of victory is diplomatic, and it is good to have, if you're not trying to go diplomatic, to take out the city-states so that there are not enough votes for them to achieve that victory. Yeah, we need 78 more influence to ally up with them, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. We've got plenty of pressure in Kathmandu. And we're 13 turns away from obtaining another great profit. Just looking at this, kind of trying to figure out, okay, Japan's at war with us, so they either have to cross this massive ocean to get to us, which they don't really, focus in on Navy, especially with their capital not being on the coast. And I can't imagine they have a lot of cities that are on the coast, so they would have to have... They're pretty much at war with everybody. And they would have to have a pretty good navy to come over to cause us trouble. Or are they going to... Being at war with the other civilizations that are closer to them, are they actually going to embark an army to come over to us? And if they do, it's not an easy thing to achieve, since when they're in the water, it's much easier to destroy them. But we know that most likely they're going to show up in some way, one way or the other. So it's a little nerve-wracking to have them at war with us. It'd be a lot easier, or more preferable, say if, France was at war with us, or Montezuma, or even Arabia. We know that they're right there and they're coming. And we know where to meet them at, this war that just out of the blue from Japan is a little bit more difficult to anticipate or prepare for. So yeah. Finally, trying to get this road going for Kathmandu to get the influence with them. And also, this will probably be my last city that I build for quite some time, because the rest of the cities most likely are going to be taken through war, which is tricky as well, whether or not you want to just burn them, which is probably a better strategy rather than puppeting them and annexing them, because they will cause you tremendous amounts of unhappiness. And if you burn them and can try to settle in a city behind it eventually, and keep pushing forward and only puppet or annex the cities that are more useful, then it's more beneficial to you. And you can see we're catching up in religion. It's 22 to 20, so if nothing else, at least we we do have our religion maneuvering. Oh no. And the porcelain tower, of course, has been built far away, most likely the damn Incas. And it went relatively in a not early state, but mid-early, I would say. Turn 148 is maybe average. Sometimes it goes off a lot later. But since the Incas are dead set on building a bunch of wonders, it's only fitting that they built that one as well. So I think if it would have waited for another 20-25 turns, we may have been able to get it. So I do see it sometimes go off at 175, 180. So, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. Wasn't really planning on it anyway. But it does look like we'll be able to get the Tower of Pisa, which is pretty beneficial.
That was the Symphony No. 2 by the late 19th, early 20th century Swedish composer Wilhelm Stenhammar. That was the Royal Stockholm Philharmonic Orchestra, conducted by Paavo Järvi. My name is Martin Goldsmith. Thank you for joining me for our music on this Thursday morning. Stay with us now and join Preston Trombley for lots more.
Classical music has a lot to say. Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sirius. Classical music speaks volumes on Symphony Hall.
Okay, so a little break in the commentary, but I just left the recording going, and I'm sure you heard the, or you're still hearing the commercial from Sirius XM, Symphony Hall, giving a little plug to them, and I think I'll just mute that for a second while they do a little bit of their talking in between music. So I'm not exactly sure what I missed, but it probably wasn't much. Still the same game plan, and I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what Montezuma. And I should know this already, but I think when I was playing this, I was kind of tired, and granted, I had been playing Civilization